Is it possible to beat Five Nights at Freddy's 3 without getting any errors? That's right guys, I didn't suffer enough last time, so I'm back for more. FNAF 3 has been known to be one of the easier games in the series since only one animatronic can kill you, but today, no. If I get jump scared by any of the phantom animatronics, I'll get an error, meaning that I'll have to restart the night. I also can't get any errors normally, so this is going to be really fun. Anyways, let's just get right into night 1. On night 1, nothing happens again. No, I'm not just picking the games without real night 1s. That's totally not what I'm doing at all. Trust me. There are no animatronics, and you can't get any errors, so it's a completely free night. So once again, I'll take this time to explain some key game mechanics, with this one being the error system. This is not as complicated as you might think it is. In FNAF 3, there are 3 types of errors that you can get: audio errors, camera errors, and ventilation errors. Getting an audio error prevents you from being able to use your audio lure to move Springtrap around the map, and this can be caused by either using all of your audio lures or getting jump scared by Phantom Mangle. The amount of audio lures you get changes every single night, so as long as we don't use all of these, we won't get any audio errors. On night 2, you get 10 whole uses for whatever reason. On night 3, you get 4, on night 4, you get 3, on night 5, you get 2, and on night 6, you also get 2. But that's how many you get before getting an error. So in order to not get an error, we can't use the last audio lure, meaning this number goes down by 1 for every single night. Getting a camera error means that we can't see anything on the cameras, but we can still interact with it. This is only caused by looking at the cameras for too long, so we'll need to limit the amount of time we're on them. The most important error is the ventilation error. This is caused by pretty much everything else in the game. Every phantom animatronic besides Mangle will give us a ventilation error, closing the vents can also give us one on rare occasions, and we'll get one after a certain point in the night anyways, so how do we avoid all of these? Well, like I said before, this isn't as complicated as you might think. The camera errors and ventilation errors both work off of timers. For each night you're given a certain amount of time before getting one of these errors. For camera errors, on night 2, you get 60 seconds, on night 3, you get 48 seconds, on night 4, you get 36 seconds, on night 5, you get 24 seconds, and on night 6, you also get 24 seconds. So reducing the amount of time that we're on cams will be really important. Moving on to ventilation errors, this has 2 parts to it that I'll explain. The ventilation error system has a counter that starts at 0, and after a certain amount of time that is set for each night, this will go down by 1. Once this number reaches -10, you're given a ventilation error. For night 2, this goes down by 1 every 12 seconds, meaning that we'll get a ventilation error after 120 seconds. Now you're probably wondering why I didn't just tell you that it takes 120 seconds to get a ventilation error, and that's because there's a second part to this that you may have noticed if you've played the game before. Everybody who's played FNAF 3 has probably been in this situation before, and you've also probably noticed that you get a ventilation error here much faster than normal. That's because there's a mechanic in the game that was made for this situation. If you're sitting in the office without being on cams or having the maintenance panel open for 10 seconds, the ventilation error counter will now go down by 1 every second, meaning you're guaranteed to have a ventilation error after 20 seconds, regardless of the night. Yes, this game has its own monotony timer. Thankfully, I'm completely allowed to get rid of it without bending the rules. Here are the rest of the intervals for each night, and you may notice that night 6 is blank. Well, we'll discuss that later. So how do you avoid getting any of these errors? Well, like I said, these all run off of timers. The game's code isn't incredibly complex, so all that fixing these in the maintenance panel does is reset these timers and give us all of our audio lures back, meaning that we don't even need to have an error to reset these. So all we have to do is make sure that we reset these as often as possible, while also avoiding every jump scare and not getting killed by Springtrap. Yeah, this is still gonna suck. Anyways, let's go on to night 2. On night 2, we're given plenty of time and audio lures, and on top of that, there's hardly anyone here on this night, so I'll just breeze through this, and are you kidding me? Yeah, that happened. So, I guess I gotta come up with some sort of strategy. Ideally, you want to keep Springtrap as far away from you as possible, since that means he won't be able to kill you. That means keeping him around this area of the map. So, I tried my best to keep him on cam 10, with the cam 14 vent closed. This allowed me to continually pull Springtrap back to cam 10 if he moved to cam 9, and if he moves into the vent, he's blocked off, so that'll give me some time to reset everything. But I knew that I could probably pull this off for this night, so I wanted to limit the amount of cam usage and the time between ventilation resets because I knew it would be more difficult in the future. In order to limit the amount of time on cams, I would stay off of them until I completely heard one of these sounds. This is the sound that Springtrap makes when he enters a vent, and this meant that he was entering the Cam 14 vent. So I could quickly reset everything to prepare for his next move. This next sound means that Springtrap moved somewhere on the main cams, and since he was stuck on Cam 10, he would have moved to Cam 9. So I'd use an audio lure to bring him back to Cam 10, and then I'd close the cams. One thing I knew I had to pay attention to was the monotony timer. Since Springtrap would start to move faster, and I'd get ventilation errors much more quickly if I let this timer run out, I made sure to flip up the cams every few seconds to reset the timer. But I'd quickly flip it back down to avoid any phantom jump scares, and to limit the amount of cam usage that I was wasting. Since Phantom Mangle and Balloon Boy were the only Phantom animatronics, and they almost never showed up anyways, they weren't an issue at all, so I was able to beat this night pretty quickly. Where's he at? Bro, where is he?
Hello?
Dude, where is he spawning? Where is he spawning? Is he just like not showing up on cams? What is up? He's moving again. Where is he? Dude, I have not been able to see him. He's not here. Oh, wait, hold up. There he is. Okay, I have to see him now. It failed, bro.
Hi.
Okay, we got him on Cam 9. We know that now. Cam 9. See him there. Oh! Just to make sure. Don't even need it. Let's go. That was night 2, and that was already kind of stressful. Night 3 introduces the whole gang of Phantom animatronics, and this is where things start to get a little bit harder. Each Phantom animatronic is either really annoying or completely irrelevant. Phantom Chica and Phantom Mangle never showed up once during my entire playthrough just because I almost never went on Cam 4 or Cam 7, and if I did, I'd quickly get off of their cam to avoid a jump scare. The next one is Phantom Balloon Boy. He's not really too much of a threat normally since you can just close the cams or switch to another cam to get rid of him, but when you need to move quickly, there's one thing that happens that ended a lot of my runs. If Springtrap moves to or away from the cam that you're on when you first open the cams, all you're going to see is static, and you actually can't see if Balloon Boy is on the cams, meaning you lose. Since there's so much you have to pay attention to, this slipped my mind several times and got me killed a lot. So I just had to focus on being patient and allowing Springtrap to fully move before checking the cams to avoid dying this way. The next one is Phantom Foxy, and some of you may be surprised that he isn't number 1. Dealing with Foxy is actually very easy. When you move towards the maintenance panel slightly, you'll actually see him appear off to the side of your screen, so all you need to do is flip the cams up for a second and he'll be gone. The problem is that you have to be very precise while doing this, and it also takes a few seconds to take care of, meaning Springtrap can move further away from the cams that I need him to be at. Foxy hardly ever jump scared me, and when he did, it was usually when I had to move towards the maintenance panel in desperation since I was basically already going to lose. The absolute worst animatronic in the game, yes, even worse than Springtrap, is Molten Freddy. He absolutely sucks to deal with. When he shows up, you either have to be on the cams or have the maintenance panel open until he moves all the way across the window. If you can quickly move from one side to the other, it's possible to avoid his jump scare. The problem is that I can't be on cams for too long since I'll get a camera error, so I'm forced to move over to the maintenance panel. But I also have to check for Phantom Foxy, meaning that I'll have to be extremely precise as to not die from Foxy, but not take too long so I'll die from Phantom Freddy. Oh, and on top of that, I'll also have no control over where Springtrap moves during this as well. So yeah, Phantom Freddy is the worst. A ton of my runs that started off really well ended simply because Phantom Freddy just showed up. My strategy for this was that I didn't have a strategy for this. I just hoped that Phantom Freddy would spare me and that Springtrap wouldn't move too far away from the top of the map. But we're good, we just reset everything. Okay, he's on cam 10 right now. I don't even have to look at it. Oh. That's not good. Oh, close it, close it. Don't combo me. Okay. You gotta reset everything. Okay, He's on cam 10 right now. I just need Foxy not to combo me. I'm about to reset something. I don't want to burn cams. Are you going to vent? Ooh, I keep forgetting about Foxy. I could totally have just the game end. 5 a.m. already. Look at that. Oh, okay. I'll just reboot this. We're probably good. I don't think he's getting here at all. I could probably just chill in the office the whole time. That's free. Ah, let's go. Kept him on cam 10 the whole time. On night 4, the only thing that really changes is the introduction of Phantom Puppet. He's similar to Phantom Mangle and Chica, except for being on a much more important camera in cam 8, meaning that I had to be a lot more careful when tracking Springtrap, but I tried to stay off cam 8 if possible. Apart from that, it's pretty straightforward, so I'll talk about some very important things that can happen so I can avoid another situation like this.
I hit a camera. Yeah, and this time I've got him. See? You see? Oh, you don't see it? He moves! Right there! Wait! Right there!
Yeah, so make sure you watch this part right here. So when you're fixing any error, it removes the word error from the maintenance panel. So if you start fixing the ventilation and you get a ventilation error before it's finished, then you'd never see the word show up, so you wouldn't know that you got an error. So how do I know if I actually got a ventilation error this way? Well, I guess I wouldn't know, but in order to make sure I had zero doubt that I beat this fairly, I made sure that I always reset the ventilation around the start of every hour. Since each night lasts 5 minutes and 48 seconds, or 348 seconds, each hour lasts 58 seconds. The quickest way you can get a ventilation error is on night 5, and you'll get one after 80 seconds, meaning that unless I decide to just stop playing the game, I can't get a ventilation error based on time. So you can be sure that I beat every single night without any cheating. Anyways, night 4 still gives me 2 usable audio lures, so I was able to manage my resources very easily, and I had some help from Springtrap by him constantly going into the cam 14 vent. Pull that up, let's go. Okay, he's on cam 9. Just don't hop in that vent, just want to get rid of Freddy. Okay. Oh, okay.
Hello?
Oh, hold up. Is he here? Yeah, he is. Okay. I think he actually moved back here. Okay. We are cooking right now. Okay, back on 9. Bro. Oh. Okay. Good to know. 5 a.m. and we're still on cam 10. Cam 9 now. Yeah, this is... Come on. Bro's making it too easy for me. Night 5 is the first night where we're only given one usable audio lure, meaning that after every single use, we have to reset the audio. This meant that my old strategy wouldn't work anymore since Springtrap would be able to move much more easily, so keeping him on cam 10 just wasn't realistic. My new strategy was to still try to keep Springtrap as far away from me as possible, but instead of keeping him on cam 10, I kept him on cam 9. I also blocked off the cam 11 vent. What this allowed me to do was to listen for Springtrap's movement. If I heard him enter a vent, I knew I was safe to fix the cams and the ventilation. If I heard him move to another main cam, he would either move to cam 8 or cam 10. So to reduce the amount of time I spent on cams, I would actually always stay on cam 10. The reason for this was that if I heard movement, I would open the cams to see if he moved to cam 10. If he was there, I'd close the cams and listen for him to move again, and be prepared to close the cam 14 vent. If he wasn't on cam 10, that meant that he moved to cam 8, so I'd play the audio lure on cam 9 and quickly try to reset the audio before he moved again. This also kept me off cam 8 entirely, so I'd never have to worry about losing to Phantom Puppet. I know that Springtrap and Phantom Puppet can't be on the same cam at the same time, but in a challenge where a single mistake can end your entire run, it's never safe to make assumptions. The good news was that since Springtrap had 2 places to move to, he would sometimes move back to cam 10 again after this, so I wouldn't have to track him down on the cams and waste my cam time. Doing all of this allowed me to check the cams immediately when I heard movement. If I saw static on cam 10, that meant that Springtrap moved to cam 10, meaning that I could close the cams right away to avoid Phantom Balloon Boy's jump scare, and I'd still know where Springtrap was at. If there wasn't any static, then Springtrap moved to cam 8 and Phantom Balloon Boy would be visible, so I'd easily be able to avoid his jump scare if he showed up. All of this works pretty well until we add in the other Phantom animatronics. Phantom Freddy would still pull me off the cams, which would allow Springtrap to move wherever he wanted to and break away from the loop that I was keeping him in. Anyways, here's night 5. Okay. Oh! Oh, I'm cooked. Oh, I should reset everything. I forgot to use my audio. Oh no. Oh! Oh! Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, just kill me, dude. Reset ventilation.
Hello?
Oh. Wait. What? Hold up. Wait, what? What did he move? Oh, he's right here.
Hi.
Wait, did I just... Oh, that seals it. There we go. Looking at the intro card, you've probably noticed that there isn't a ventilation interval, and that's because you can't get a ventilation error on night 6 based on time. You can still get one based on jump scares, closing vents, and sitting there doing absolutely nothing, but this means that as long as we avoid doing these things, we won't get a ventilation error. Now you'd think this makes this night any easier, but no. Having no ventilation errors is traded for way more difficult animatronics. The worst thing about this night is that Springtrap is now able to move faster than I can reset the audio lure. Yeah, that means that even if Phantom Freddy and Phantom Foxy aren't active, and I'm only resetting the audio lure, Springtrap can move before I can get back to the cams. This meant that I had to be perfect to even get a chance at beating this. I kept my same strategy as night 5 since Springtrap had a chance to move back to cam 10 once I used my audio lure to get him to cam 9, but as you can see here, he moves so fast that sometimes it's impossible to keep up with him. So, how is this supposed to get done? Well, we're gonna need some good luck on where Springtrap moves. If he can stay in a loop on moving between cams 9, 10, and 11, then we won't have to use our audio lure and we can save it just in case he moves to cam 8. Now after all of that, we also only have 24 seconds on cams, and we'll need to reset that as well. Trust me, those 24 seconds feel like 10 seconds when you're playing. So I'll have to make sure that I'm resetting that as well, but the time it takes to reset these also allows Springtrap to move away from the whole cycle. So here's an entire strategy for this night laid out completely. At the start of the night, find Springtrap as quickly as you can and close the cam 11 vent. If Springtrap has moved to cam 8 by now, then just use the audio lure to bring him back to cam 9. Then head to reset the cams or reboot all if you just use the audio lure. After that, open the cams and set it to cam 10 and close the cams. Now it's just a listening game. Springtrap should be on cam 9 at this point, so if you hear him move into a vent, that means he moved into the cam 11 vent, and you can use this time to reset the cams again if you feel like you need to. If he moves to another cam, quickly check for static on the cams. If you see the static, that means that he moved to cam 10, and you'll need to close the cams and listen for his movement. If you hear him walk to another cam, then he moved to cam 9 and you're safe. If you hear him enter a vent, that means he moved into the cam 14 vent, and you'll need to close it as quickly as possible until he leaves. Then switch back to cam 11 and close that vent again. If you don't see the static, that means that he moved to cam 8, and you'll need to use the audio lure on cam 9 and quickly reset everything. Anytime you move over to the maintenance panel, make sure you check to see if Foxy is there. If he is, then move back to the cams and quickly flip them on and off, and he'll be gone. Reset what you need to and move back towards the cams. As long as you're listening to Springtrap's movement during all of this, you should always have an idea of where he is on the map. If Phantom Freddy shows up, you're forced to move over to the maintenance panel to avoid getting a camera error. So what I always did here was to use the audio lure to bring Springtrap to cam 10, and I just hoped that he wouldn't go into the cam 14 vent, since I would die if he did that. If he didn't do that, then he wouldn't be able to move fast enough to break out of the loop by the time that Phantom Freddy went across the screen, so it was a risk I was willing to take. The one problem that can happen is if Phantom Foxy is there when Phantom Freddy shows up, since it's very hard to avoid both of their jump scares, but it still is possible with precise movements. If you do all of these things and get some decent luck, it's definitely possible. Oh, I'm dead. What? Where's he at? Where'd he move to?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Oh! Check. Oh, he's moving, okay. Ooh, no way! Ah. That's not it. Oh, he's moving up, No!
Hello?
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's gonna kill me! He's gonna kill me!
Hi.
Let's go, baby! There it is! Let's go! Let's go! 6 a.m. baby, let's go! Overall, I had a lot more fun doing this challenge than the last one since it relies mostly on skill rather than luck, and trust me, my luck is terrible. This one only took me 2.5 hours to get done, compared to the last one which took me 15 hours. I can easily say that as long as you follow the same strategy that I used in this video, it's definitely possible for anyone to beat this with enough practice and attempts. If you made it this far into the video, then you'd probably like my last video. It's pretty similar to this one, but with more raging. So I definitely recommend that one next. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to see more like these. Feel free to comment down below some challenges you'd like to see me try, whether it's in a FNAF game or any other game, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.